Lymphatic drainage has an incredible number of benefits, but as a certified lymphedema therapist and physical therapist, I see and hear a lot of mistakes individuals are making when doing lymphatic drainage at home or with a non-qualified practitioner. So in this video, we're going to go through 4 common mistakes that you want to avoid doing with lymphatic drainage. When it comes to lymphatic drainage, we want to get clearance from your doctor if there is anything new of concern. That's not one of the mistakes I see, but it is important. So let's go through the 4 real mistakes. And as a hint, the third one is the one I see the most often online. Lymphatic drainage should be done directly on the skin and not over clothes. Why is this? Because the goal with lymphatic drainage is to get a gentle skin stretch as you're moving your hand across the skin. And when you do this over clothing, that's likely not happening. Now, this can be confusing when you watch some of my videos because I do show the technique over clothes. However, that's done for obvious reasons in certain areas. And when done at home, it's important to do lymphatic drainage directly on the skin for the proper benefits. Is it harmful to do lymphatic drainage over clothing? No. It won't cause any damage, but you simply are not likely to get the same benefit. Lymphatic drainage is not a deep massage. The lymphatic vessels sit right under the skin, so you don't have to press hard. Yes, there are deeper lymphatic vessels in the body, but you likely aren't going to get to them anyway with your deep pressure, so we like to focus on things like exercise and movement, as well as deep breathing to stimulate those deeper lymphatic vessels. When doing lymphatic drainage, we're focusing on the superficial lymphatic vessels, the ones that are under the skin and close to the skin, and they don't need a lot of pressure. Historically, it was taught that it should be a very light skin stretch, and more recently, some research is showing that a slight firmness is helpful for those who have a dysfunction or clogged lymphatic system. So it's okay to add a little bit of pressure, but we're not doing a deep, intensive pressure. For those who have a healthy lymphatic system, meaning you don't have lymphedema, you don't have any other issues, a really light pressure is really all that's needed. The biggest mistake that I see from online videos and from so-called influencers or experts online is that they are showing the massage always towards the heart. Much of the time, this isn't true, depending on what part of the body someone is working on. The lymphatic system eventually all makes its way back towards the heart, yes. But when we do lymphatic drainage, we're working on those superficial or those skin level lymphatic vessels that are near the surface, and they don't always direct towards the heart. So think of drawing a line down the middle of the body and then across at the belly button level. The body is made up into 4 sections or 4 quadrants with the lymphatic system. And you have main lymph nodes in each armpit as well as in each groin area, and all of the fluid in each section goes towards their appropriate lymph nodes. So, for example, in the lower right quadrant, in the abdomen area, the fluid goes at the belly button level and below downwards towards the groin lymph nodes before it runs deeper in the abdomen and back to the heart. So with lymphatic drainage, we're working downwards in some situations, not always towards the heart. If you're always working towards the heart, you may actually be going in the opposite direction that the lymph fluid should be going. So you're not going to be helping yourself too much there. So this is why it's important to work with a professional or do more research to find the correct way to do lymphatic drainage, as otherwise you may be working against the direction that lymphatic fluid naturally moves. One last mistake that I often see is people using the tops of their fingertips to do lymphatic drainage. This one is not going to be harmful, and it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not the most effective or efficient way to do lymphatic drainage. The best way is to use the whole hand or as much surface area as possible to cover as much surface area and cover the lymphatic system. When you only use your fingertips, you might not be working the fluid much at all. Think of moving toothpaste in a toothpaste tube. If you only use 1 or 2 fingers, you're probably going to move some, but it's a lot more efficient to use your whole hand and your fingers to guide that toothpaste through. And this carries over to lymphatic drainage. Even on a larger scale, to use as much of your hand as possible to get the most benefit. Yes, it's great to use your fingertips when you're getting in between small crevices, like in between tendons of the hand or other areas, but whenever possible, we want to use the full hand. And those are the most common mistakes that I see individuals make when it comes to lymphatic drainage. If you're looking for the correct way to do lymphatic drainage, you can find dozens of videos on my channel for various parts of the body. But other than that, I hope you all found this video helpful, and we'll see you all in the next video. Thanks, everyone.